I went to UC Berkeley and I majored in film studies, which I'm not sure. I graduated in 2012, so I'm not sure what their program is like now. But at the time when I was there, they did not offer a whole lot of film production. They only had maybe like a few classes, although they did have some awesome. The staff there was really incredible. Even like there was we have an Oscar-winning sound designer who was teaching classes there. So there was really a good group. But the focus that my background was definitely a lot more studying films and writing essays about films and analyzing films and studying auteurs and different genres and lots of things like that, which I still do really recommend. I'm surprised by how many people who are working in the film industry that don't necessarily have a lot of knowledge about this industry. Like they know how to do things on set and make stuff, but at least to me, I've always been interested in film history and learning about who inspired who, and just to see how things have grown. I mean, this is still in the scheme of the world, this is still a pretty new medium. This has only been around since the late 1800s. So it's developing every year. So I like seeing where things have come from.
Film school is the right way for an aspiring gaffer for the knowledge.
No. For a DP, you want to be a cinematographer? Yes, I guess so. If you're going to go work on small videos and create your own work, I guess, look, I'm not knocking that at all. That's exactly the route that probably one should take as a cinematographer. But as a gaffer, you need to have an electrical knowledge. You don't need a lighting knowledge to start with, because you're not going to jump to a gaffer, albeit a few of the lads seem to do that these days. But it just sends a shiver down my spine thinking that one day they could be in charge of 4, 5, 6 megawatt of lighting with no real electrical knowledge or grasp on safety of electrical distribution. And I think, for me, go work as an electrical apprentice. Take it seriously. Get an apprenticeship. You've always got something to fall back on. The film world, the TV and drama and whatnot, it's not an easy world to get into. And if you're an electrician, you'll always be able to fall back on that. I've fallen back on it when times have been difficult. You can go work on any electrical company and happily, put a CV in that shows that I'm competent, I've got qualifications. So I would definitely advise taking the electrical route rather than coming out of film school. Albeit it does happen and people do it that way, but I just don't see that as the all-round package. I don't see it.
How did you start in Hollywood? And some suggestion also for people that want to start a career and want to move there in the Hollywood industry.
Okay, well, I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, and when I was 5 years old, I saw the movie Star Wars in the theater, and that I walked out of the theater and told my parents that I wanted to direct movies. And of course, my parents at the time said, "Yeah, sure, kid, whatever." And I've spent the rest of my life going towards that goal, so thanks for that, George Lucas. After doing a lot of theater and some television and some commercial work in Arizona, I made the move to Los Angeles, California. And at the time that I made the move, I was working primarily in theater as a master electrician and a lighting designer. So I thought it was mostly natural to start in the electrical department in film. And luckily, through, at the time, America Online, the very day that I moved to LA, I had a job as an electrician on a short film, and very quickly learned that I knew nothing about the film industry. And all of my vocabulary was theater, and they were asking for stingers, and I didn't know what that was, and it was trial by fire very quick. But I spent my first few years working as an electrician in movies and television and some commercials and music videos, and then I moved my way up to being a gaffer And I did that relatively quickly, within a couple of years. And Gaffer is head of the electricians, if people don't know what that is, the chief lighting technician. And then I started to build a cinematography reel as I was working as a gaffer. And I did that by producing projects, mostly short films, but some independent features and some spec commercials and work like that. And then I became a director of photography for about 10 years, a little more than that. And then transitioned my career from that into directing and producing, and that's mostly what I do now.